Again, my fabulous 73, and welcome to another episode of Positivity for Disabilities. Today's topic is one I've been wanting to discuss for a while, and I finally came up with the words for it, and I really believe at this time I'm ready to just go for it. So without further ado, let's get started. So as you guys know, when I started middle school is when I realized I was different from a lot of people. So yes, people were talking about me, like literally behind my back, but I was also going through some in my mind, since I had realized I'm somehow different. So basically, like, what I was going through is I just wasn't ready to embrace my differences and just be who I am. And I really, with all my heart, I wanted to be okay with it. Because in the past, like, when I actually had a friend that was in a wheelchair, I never saw him as less of a person because of having a disability or anything like that. And it literally, I was just really mad at myself because I wanted to be okay with it, but I wasn't. And it was just so frustrating. So at that point, I wanted to be anyone but myself then. Literally anyone, because I was always trying to look like someone else or dress like someone or whatever, just stuff like that. Whether it was a celebrity or just some random person I admired. Like, there was this one girl that she looked like I thought a pop star or rock star would look like, and I wanted to look exactly like her. And I don't really have much to say about that, but that's just an example. And it's another thing. I was like frustrated with my lack of a relatable social life too. I would see my sister making friends, and she would bring and have them over. And I remember being so jealous because she had so many more friends than I did. And I wanted that for myself. It was probably, I might sound like a bad person for being that way, but that's how I felt. And I don't know if you're watching this. She might be. But it's just something I never talked about. Not with her, not with my mom, nobody. And it's because I didn't really know how to put it into words. But I just knew that I envied her. When I started high school, I started to be okay with it. And the quality of the friends that I had was a lot more important than the quantity. And it also is when I started to kind of accept myself for who I was and my differences and everything. So, yeah. But I still wanted that group of friends that I had the ones that I grew up with that were really good friends, but what I really wanted was that group that I could truly relate to and just laugh and have fun with like what I saw that my sister had, and I never found that. And it was just is still to this day is just something that is very disappointing to me. And maybe one day I will find it, but for now I still haven't found that. And that's pretty much basically what I wanted to talk about. I don't know if other people with autism spectrum disorder have experienced this, but I mean, I didn't even know really how to describe it then. So like whenever my mom would ask me about stuff, I wouldn't know what to say sometimes. And when people were talking about me, no, I didn't, other than like the makeup thing, a lot of times I didn't exactly know what they were saying about me, but I knew they were talking about me because there were so many people talking on that bus, which I knew they were talking about me somehow. I really don't know how I realized that they were talking about me, but there was this one girl, she was sitting like kind of across the aisle from me, and yeah, I think her name was Maddie, and she saw what they were doing and that it was bothering me, and well, it's like their conversation and stuff, and she looked at them and told them to leave me alone. And she was we were never friends, but she was always the one to stand up for someone that was being teased or made fun of or whatever. Just wish there were more people like that rather than the other, obviously. Anyways, it's like when I got back to the thing, when I got to 10th grade, that's when I finally felt kind of at peace with who I was, and I was completely okay with being me. And I felt so much happier when I finally accepted that. And that it's okay, and realize that it's okay to be different. You don't have to be like everybody else. Anyways, that's it for today. There were times like I would try to make friends. It was just but it almost never worked out. There was a time for a while I actually gave up on trying to make friends. It didn't make me any happier about the situation, but it was the only reasonable option I saw at the time. And sometimes I wish I had tried harder, but then again, if I had, I might not have had this story to tell and help others that may have gone through or be going through this same thing that I went through with myself. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Today's episode of Positivity for Disabilities. If you liked it, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you want, you can like me on Facebook, follow me on Pinterest, Twitter, and Instagram at lgrace1226, and add me on Snapchat. Thanks for watching. Bye!